Hi, I'm Sequoia with Project Tree Collard here in Berkeley, California, to talk to you today about planting tree collards. And there are 5 steps that you should or could take in planting your tree collards. Today in the example, I'm going to be planting dinosaur tree collards, and this is how they look when you purchase them from Project Tree Collard. So the first step is going to be adding compost. So I am planting near some drip irrigation emitters, and I'm going to be planting right there. So I have really fertile soils. I'm not going to add a ton of compost, but if you're starting a new garden or you have really poor compacted soils, you're going to follow a slightly different process. But if you're just planting in a garden that you usually plant in, you're going to definitely want to add some compost and do similar to this situation. So I'm going to work that in. I'm going to break up any clots I feel. So that's nice and mixed in. And that is step 1. Step 2 is adding rock dust. I'm going to add about 2 or 3 tablespoons per plant. And this is going to add a lot of micronutrients into the soils that sometimes get lost by the crops, you know, when we harvest them and eat them. And we want to replenish that a bit. Tree collards are no exception, and they're a perennial crop, so they're going to be in there a long time, so we want to give them the red carpet treatment. And here I'm going to do a tablespoon of crushed oyster shells, and that's going to add in calcium, which is something that tree collards and all brassicas need a lot of, and they put a lot into their leaves, and we get to eat those nutritious leaves with lots of calcium. So the third step is to plant. These come in pulp pots that are made out of recycled paper, I believe, and I'm slowly pulling those back. And that can just get added into the garden, which is really nice, plastic free. I'm just slowly removing those so that the roots can make their way out and into the garden soil right away and not have to deal with going around or through some paper. So I've got that off. Now I'm finding the emitter, and I'm going to plant at the same soil level that they were in their container with the existing soil level. I'm going to bring my nice composty soil in and press down. So I'm going to do that again here. I'm going to take my big handful of compost. So that's step 1. Now I'm going to take 2 or 3 tablespoons of the rock dust and mix that in, and the tablespoon of crushed oyster shells for the calcium. And that's nice and mixed. And now I'm to step 3, which is planting. So I'm going to carefully tear the paper off. I probably could have planted these a few weeks ago, but I was a little too busy, so I'm getting to it now. And now I'm going to make sure the soil level is consistent with the container soil level. And I'm going to press down. Then the next step is interplant. Since these are perennials and they're going to be here a really long time, and they're going to grow taller and taller and be bushier on the top, we want to have maybe utilize the space down low. So you could do beets, onions, leeks, carrots, turnips, all kinds of things. I'm planting these actually about a foot apart here because I want my patch to be really dense. Normally I recommend about 18 inches to 2 feet apart for dinosaur tree collards. So I'm going to do lettuce today, interplant lettuce in between. So I'm going to be able to harvest the lettuce in about 3 to 4 weeks, and I'm not going to be harvesting these probably for a couple months. So we can benefit, and if I had baby beet plants or onions or leeks, I could mix and match. It doesn't have to be like all lettuce, but in this case I want some lettuce. So, and the final 5th step is mulching. In this case I'm using some kind of straw or hay mulch, but you could use wood chip mulch or other types of mulch. And this is going to keep the moisture in. It's going to help stabilize the soil temperatures through the cold and the heat. It's going to benefit the microbial diversity and happiness of the soil, help the soil fertility. It breaks down over time, so it just makes your soil better and better and better. And that's why I love mulch so much. So thanks for watching. There's the 5 steps of how to plant a tree collard. I hope you enjoyed this video, and would love it if you subscribe to our YouTube channel. We like to put out a lot of informational videos about homesteading and planting and all things tree collard. You can also go to projecttreecollard.org for plants, seeds, and cuttings. Thanks for watching.